I find it really amusing how all the parties in India act like they are custodians of something. And that is true of all parties, not just one. Some are custodians of the constitution, some are custodians of Indian culture, then some would pick up stuff like language, food, local cultural heritage, and whatnot. This is exactly what is happening again in the campaigns for the West Bengal elections. Now, Mamata Banerjee has emerged as a custodian of Bengali delicacies, cuisine, food items, etc. She says that if BJP comes to power, then they will rid Bengal of fish and rice and probably hand them the chur chur naan or bedmi puri. Well, this obviously doesn't add up since BJP is already in power in states like Goa, where even beef is being consumed. But whatever floats the boat of Mamta Didi, right? And she's not entirely making things up either. BJP has a habit of course correction, or at least of making such remarks that instill a sense of insecurity amongst the citizens of a region or the country at large. And this goes parallel with its ideology too. BJP does believe that this country has picked up bad habits along the way, which need to be corrected, be it the Islamic names of cities or the very food habits of people. Only if it understood that India's food habits, at least, are a result of its weather, its geography, and they date back to times that precede even the medieval period. But for some reason, it somehow finds itself in hot water, either due to its past statements or conduct, or the way it currently operates, like in Bihar, where it recently banned the open air sale of meat near schools and temples, which is not wrong, to be honest, and it makes sense. But when the country goes through elections every 6 months and is full of diversity, from food habits to languages being spoken, it becomes a self goal every time. And even if it is not supposed to be one. But then there are deliberate self goals too, the kind that can haunt the same party in the future. And that future has arrived. The self goal is from 2024 when Prime Minister Modi himself said that the opposition leaders eat non veg during Navratri and Savan. Now, this can make sense for the Hindi heartland voter who sees the entire country from his or her own lens. But since you are the national level party, you should refrain from such statements since they can be used against you, like right now. And to this statement, Mamata Banerjee and her nephew Abhishek Banerjee replied by asking, how come the Shaktas, the believers of Ma Shakti, offer fish to the deity during Navratri? And of course, there is no answer for that because that is the reality of this country, and that is what Hinduism is. Hinduism isn't about one belief system. It is a belief system built on its own variations. And those variations rest on so many cultural, geographical, and historical foundations that are supported by religious texts and customs alike. Now, this is a very smart political move since it means deviating the debate from Rohingya and Bangladeshi refugees to something deeply personal, something which can create instant fear amongst the voter and a sense of detachment from the BJP, a detachment which already exists anyway, since BJP doesn't have any Bengali mass leader and still heavily relies on Modi's face. A face that seems invincible when it comes to national level issues, but as soon as he enters regions deeply rooted in their own culture and identity, like Bengal, Tamil Nadu, or Kerala, it becomes difficult for him to even survive in most cases. And it is not entirely his fault either. The people on the other side have also been less willing to trust the so called outsiders, even if the chief minister is the local face, just like in Odisha or Assam. But again, as I said, BJP can only be attacked on such issues, and these issues do haunt them. And of course, they won't rebut it like any smart party would. They will again come up with a new statement on it, on the issues they are already raising, like Muslim appeasement and the refugee crisis in a border state like Amul in Karnataka, or vegetarian Gujaratis versus non-vegetarian Marathis in Maharashtra, or beef versus no beef in Assam. BJP always tries to find new issues to divert these attacks, and they most successfully do that as well. But again, as I said, these states are not Kerala, Tamil Nadu, or West Bengal. What these states have is not only deep rooted local pride, but also the kind of political representation that doesn't let them consider anyone who relies on the Hindi belt for its vote bank politics. And it is not that the opposition parties do not restrict the consumption or sale of meat products in one way or another. They do, but since BJP has built its own image around a pan India uniform culture, values, and the belief system, it first needs to uphold local Hindu beliefs. Because when they let that happen, the uniform Hindu values will be upheld on their own, like they have always been across all invasions and civilizational plunder. Thanks for watching. Please do like, subscribe, and comment your views on this matter. Namaskar.